Today we are discussing the art of forex trading, mastering forex trading psychology, the market being the battlefield. What is the objective of this course? This course is designed to help traders to master their emotion, develop a strategic trading mindset, and build unwavering confidence in the forex market using proven techniques and principles. By the end of this course, traders should be able to, one, trade without emotional interference. They should trade without, things like greed, emotions, fear, the fear of missing out. They should be able to maintain discipline and execute trades with precision. They should be able to build and follow a strong trading plan, recover from losses quickly and effectively, adapt to market changes like a true strategist. All right, are you guys still with me? If it's blurry, I'm assuming it's because it's because of the maybe your network. Oh my God, people are saying they're struggling to join. Do you see? Let me just help this guy to join quick. It's probably network. It's probably network if it's blurry. If it's blurry, it's probably network. It's probably network. Right, but as you know, as I said, just listen in. I'm still gonna upload this on the website, so you guys will be able to access it on the website as well. All right, let's go. Understanding the battlefield, forex market psychology. What is the goal? The goal is to build self-awareness and understand the psychological nature of trading. What I believe it was the other session we had when we spoke about introduction to forex trading psychology is the best thing or rather the main idea behind trading psychology is to bring awareness. When you are aware, you don't really overcome, or rather you don't really just totally get rid of the emotions and all of that. You really just become aware of what is happening to you, and then you are able to combat because you know what is happening to you. You are aware. So the idea is to bring awareness as to what is happening to you at the same and I mean at that particular time. Does that make sense? All right. So the topics we're gonna cover is the forex battlefield, why trading is a mental war between you and the market, the true enemy, which is yourself, recognizing how emotions sabotage your trades, the market as an opponent, understand market psychology, the head mentality, liquidity zones, manipulation, and so forth. Introduction to neuro-linguistic programming, how your subconscious mind affects your trading behavior, rewiring your brain for trading success so you can build positive mental habits. And the principle that I'd love to use, especially for understanding that the market is the battlefield, is that if you know the enemy and you know yourself, you need not fear the results of 100 battle. This is a concept that I took from the book called The Art of War by Sun Tzu. He was a military man in ancient China. One of the best books. I will recommend that you read that book. It's really just it's a principle that says if you know the enemy and you know yourself, you can't fear anything. All right. Once you master self-awareness and market awareness to anticipate market moves and control, you win every battle. Many people why this guy yes with a laptop. I'm sorry guys, people are just sending me messages saying they're struggling to join. Okay, so as I said, if you know the enemy and you know yourself, you need not fear the results of 100 battles. It's really just about self-mastery. I always say the best forex traders are the ones that have mastered themselves, not mastered the market, because the market is neutral. It always moves the way it has to move, but it's how you apply yourself in the market that determines whether you'll be a successful trader or not. Does that make sense? So that means your reaction to what the market is doing is the determining factor of whether you will be successful or not the market moving. Does that make sense? So if you understand the market, you have mastered the market, but you haven't been able to master yourself, you will always fall victim to the market because you don't know yourself. Does that make sense, guys? So the market is a mental war between you and the market. The forex market is really just a battlefield between. It's a war, guys, and the true enemy here is yourself. You are the one that is your enemy in the market. As I said, the market is neutral. Write in the comment section and say the market is neutral. All right, how you react. And I want to stress this, so the next time when you hit a loss, you don't blame the market, you don't blame the broker. You understand that happened because of how you reacted. Are we together? All right. So really the foundational principle, basic principle of you mastering trading psychology is really mastering yourself, becoming self-aware, be aware of your emotions, be aware of your personality. All right, be aware of what your personality traits, be aware of your financial situation. There's so many things to be aware of that if you are aware of those things, you can literally take advantage of those things to become a better trader. I always say, a lot of people are always complaining, hey Isaac, I have fear of FOMO, I have greed, and I'm impatient. And I'm like, if you understood yourself, you can turn those negative things into positive things. And I give an example with people that don't have patience. If you don't have patience, you can take advantage of that. And how do you take advantage of that? You stop trading long-term trades. You start taking short-term trades and increase your risk. You get what I'm saying? With the same trade where I'm gonna hold maybe for 100 pips, you can hold for 10 pips, but just increase your just increase your lot size or your risk so you can at least make good money. There isn't one fixed way of succeeding in the market. It's really just about finding a strategy that works for you. It's about finding out what works for you as an individual, and you take advantage of that. And you only know that when you have mastered self. And most of you have mastered the market. So according to this principle, you have mastered the enemy, but you don't know thyself. You don't know yourself. That's why you become victim to the enemy. But if you know yourself, you know your weaknesses, you are able to protect your weaknesses, but you are also able to take advantage of your strength. There's a guy here, I can't remember. If you are here, just said in the group, you were struggling with the market always hitting your stop loss before it goes to your direction. And what I told you was, hey, stop taking trades where you usually take your trades. Take your trades where you usually put your stop loss. I don't know who's that. I remember there was a guy. Yes, Baldwin. Exactly. You are here. I told you, you don't have a problem. The problem is that you haven't mastered self. You've mastered the market because you have a one approach, eye or perception to the market. However, you just have to tweak and see, okay, based off my, what my understanding of the market, wherever I put my stop loss, that's where the market usually tends. Let's just one thing that was a negative has now turned into a positive. So now where we usually put our stop loss, that's where we take our entries, and the problem is solved. And then I remember he sent me some screenshots and say, hey, look here, man, look what's happening. I'm really now getting those sniper entries, where is it? Good. Yes, there we go. I'll set it in the group now. You see, and then it says, good day, sir. I took these trades before implementing the strategy you said I should try. And look at those entries that he's now taking. Where he usually put a stop loss, that's where he started taking his trade. So it's really just about, finding out what works for you and just mastering yourself and the market. All right. The mental warfare, controlling emotions and trading. You need to, what is the goal? To develop emotional resilience and eliminate destructive habits, all right? And the principle that I am using here is supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. All right. You need to be able to control your emotions without fighting with the market. Right. All right. You need to be able to control your emotions. When you control your emotions, you can follow your plan without being swayed by fear or greed. Like I said, you cannot really get rid of these emotions. You can't get rid of fear. You can't get rid of greed. But you can control it and you can be aware of what is happening to you at that particular time. And when there is awareness, you are able then to move forward. All right. So what are we looking at? We're looking at fear and greed. These are the trader's downfall. All right. These two major emotions are the ones that can cloud your judgment. Most of the time, fear comes from one, you are, and write this down, okay? One, you are either trading with scared money, all right? What is scared money? I define scared money as money that you cannot afford to lose, all right? Money that you cannot afford to lose, all right? So that means that money is probably tied to something or it is meant for something else. So you find that if you take your rent money and you want to trade with it, you'll soon realize that you become fearful, right? You become very, very fearful because that money is meant for something else and you understand the consequences of if you lose that money, what's going to happen. You're going to struggle because now you haven't paid your rent, all right? This is why I always tell people, please stop trading with scared money. If that money is meant for something else, I guarantee you are going to lose it. So just take that money and pay whatever you have to pay. Go and hustle a bit, make money that you can fund your account with. That is not meant for something else. So the number one cause of fear is what? Is trading with scared money. The number two cause of fear in trading is trauma. Trauma that is caused by previous losses. If you've lost a lot of money in trading, that causes trauma, that every time you want to open a trade, you become fearful because the memory of that loss comes back to you. All right. The memory of that loss comes to you and then now you become fearful. All right. The number three thing that causes fear in trading is not knowing what you are doing. All right. When you are gambling, when you are not sure of what you are doing, that causes fear because you are not aware of the outcome, whether negative or positive. You're just not aware because you don't know what you are doing. When you are aware that if I lose, I'm only losing $500, you are aware of that. And because you know what you are doing, that won't scare you. And if I win, I will make maybe 1,000 rand. So your risk to reward ratio is 1:2. You don't become fearful because you are aware of what you are doing. What causes greed? What causes greed? What's the number one factor that drives greed? All right. The number one factor that drives greed is the mentality of get rich quick. All right. The mentality of the get rich quick mentality is the one that causes greed. It's people that think that, I'm going to come into trading with 1,000 rands and I'm going to make $1 million in one. Always people that are trying to make crazy returns. All right. That causes you to be greedy and that causes you to make irrational decisions in the market. What's the second thing that causes greed? Is coming into the market with expectations based off your life, life's responsibilities. So you have a 20,000 rands debt that you need to cover as soon as possible, and you come into the market with 2,000 rands with that expectation of you need to make 20,000 so you can cover this this debt that you have. That causes greed. Guys, remember this: the market does not owe you. Write it in the comment section. The market does not owe me. Write that. The market does not owe you. Number two, the market does not care about your financial situation. So you cannot dictate what the market should give you based off your own responsibilities. Do you guys understand that? And these are the major causes that cause greed. And I can promise you right now, greed and fear will always cloud your judgment. They will always cloud your judgment, and when your judgment is clouded, you make irrational decisions that will definitely lead you to losing money. That will definitely lead you to losing money. All right, this is the trader's downfall. All right. So another thing that we're going to discuss is what we call the neuro-linguistic anchoring techniques. Train your brain to stay calm under pressure. All right. Train your brain to stay calm under pressure. Find what works for you to keep you calm. All right. For some people, like I always say, for me, it's a nap. When I'm under pressure, there's nothing a nap cannot solve. Or I just go and take a walk. A walk or a nap, it helps me to calm down when I'm under pressure. So you need to train your brain. These things is not something that you own. It's something that you have to develop as a habit every single time. You have to continually develop it as a habit. All right. Bye-bye. Nice meeting you. Bye. All right. Cheers. All right, guys. It's something that you have to constantly train yourself to keep doing. So you need to find what calms you down, not only when you're in trade, in every other area of your life. As I always say, if you haven't mastered psychology in your everyday life, you cannot master it in trading. So this doesn't just involve trading. Everything that you do, you need to be able to master trading. You need to be able to master psychology. So you need to understand. Remember, I said this thing is about self-mastery than it is about mastering the market. All right. So you need to train your brain, train yourself to stay calm. Find out what works for you. Whatever works for you in your everyday life will also work for you when you are in trading. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? Me, it's a bicycle. Yes, go and ride a bicycle. Whenever you're under pressure in the market, take your bike and go for a ride. Go for a ride. And when you come back, you'll realize that that decision that you wanted to make, you no longer want to make it because now you are calm. All right. And then we have the reframing technique. All right. Transforming losses into valuable lessons. Transforming losses into valuable lessons. Here is this is very, very important. Okay. I'm trying to think of the most simplest way to make you understand this. So in life, right? It's not guys. I'm really trying to figure out the best way to explain this so you can understand it, guys. Just give me a minute so I can think of a great analogy. All right. So in life, we don't really see reality. Okay. And I know this sounds crazy. In life, we don't really see reality. We see our own reality. All right. In life, we don't see reality, we see our own reality. What does that mean? It means everything that happens in life is neutral. We as people are the ones that give meaning to it. Does that make sense? Everything that happens in life is neutral. We as people give it meaning. We attach meaning to it. We link meaning to it. And whatever meaning we attach to that thing, then that is what our reality is. All right. I'm thinking of an example. For some reason, my mind is a bit foggy, so I can't think of an example. I just want to think of a great example that I can use. Okay, maybe let me do this. If you have dogs, right? If you have dogs, you grew up with dogs, and then there's another person who was bitten by a dog. All right. Whenever if there's one, is there any one of you who's been bitten by a dog or who's had a bad experience with dogs? Maybe dogs just used to chase you. Another one just loves dogs. You've had dogs. If you are here, let me know in the group. All right. And I'll give this example. For someone who loves dogs, everywhere you go and you see a dog, your first instinct is, I want to pet the dog, or I want to play with the dog. Right? For someone who's been bitten by a dog, or they've had a bad experience with the dog, whenever they see a dog, they just literally just want to run away. Right? So it's the same situation, but different meanings attached to that situation. So for one, it's a bad thing. I need to run away. For one, it's, this is a really good thing. I need to embrace this dog. Am I making sense, guys? Please speak to me in the group, so I know that you understand before I can continue, because I want you guys to understand this concept. If you understand this concept, then I'm able to teach you what I want to teach you in terms of reframing or reframing your mind and your beliefs. Guys, I'm gonna need you guys to speak to me. I can't really speak with one person, so I know you guys are understanding what I'm saying. Right? If you don't understand, say, I don't understand. Okay. There's 19 people here, so there's really no way that I could be speaking with one person. All right. So as human beings, we attach meaning to things, to situation. Then those meanings come from our own reality. So in life, we really don't see things as they are. We see them as our own reality based off our own experiences. So we attach meaning to those things. All right? And I believe I did touch a bit on this in the previous session of Introduction to Trading Psychology. So with that understanding, this is the hard part, right? It's with the understanding that really things are not what we really see them as they are. They just are. We just link meaning to those things. We just attach meaning to those things. All right. With that understanding, it means you can now attach a different meaning to your losses in trading. Are we together? You can now attach a new meaning. So that means a loss in trading, you can decide what you see that loss as. All right? So you can reframe your mind. How do you do that? You can start looking at losses as valuable lessons. Right? Whenever you take a loss, you say, okay, what can I learn from this? So whenever you see a loss, look at it as a lecture hall. Whenever you see a loss, start looking at it as a lecture hall. All right? An opportunity for improvement, not something that took money away from you, not something that makes you feel like a bad trader, not something that makes you feel useless. All right? Not something that makes you feel you need to go find another strategy. Because many of you already have the tools that can make you successful. You already have them at your disposal. But because you have attached a negative meaning to losses, you have attached a negative meaning to the resources you have, you are unable to see what's right in front of you. Similarly to Baldwin, the meaning he had attached to say is, it means maybe I don't know how to analyze, or the market is against me because it always hits my stop loss before before it goes into profits. But really all he had to do is to have a different perspective and say, I'm going to start taking trades where I usually put my stop loss. And that already changed the game. That was a lesson for him. Like, the market always hitting a stop loss, he saw losses, but I brought a lesson. I made it a lecture hall. So it was a lesson to say, oh, now I can learn that I don't have to take my trades here, but I can start taking them where I usually put my stop loss. All right. Or I can move my stop loss a bit, do my risk entry where I usually take my trades, and then where I put my stop loss, I can take my sniper entry from there. Many of you ask me why I'm so good with sniper entries, because where people put their stop losses, that's where I take my entries. But it's because I've learned this through looking at losses not as losses but as lessons. Are you with me, guys? So whenever you have a loss, attach a different meaning to it. It's not a loss, but it's a moment to learn. What can I learn from this loss? And start looking for patterns. Whenever you see patterns, then you start saying, okay, now I see there is a regular occurrence based of 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you take that lesson there and then you start implementing it in your trading. All right. You have to evolve in your learning, guys. Learning is always happening. All right. Does that make sense? The reframing technique on how you can reframe how you view certain things and change the perception. Really, here, write in the comment section, in the group, and say it's all about attaching a different meaning. Attach a different meaning to everything. Then you will see how crazy life is. Even not just even in trading, in everything, just attach a different meaning. Like, I personally believe, and this is my belief, right? I don't believe bad things happen to me. I don't believe bad things happen to me. Right? I believe even when bad things are happening, they are happening for me. So that means whatever that bad thing is happening, there is an advantage that I can look for from that bad thing to make sure that I turn that into an advantage for me. Does that mean that bad things don't happen? No, they do. Just yesterday, we lost a very, very big opportunity, a 2,250,000. Let's say 2.2 million rand, opportunity. Just yesterday, we lost it. 2.2 million, right? If it was you, you wouldn't even have this session today. Screw these people. I don't care about them. I'm not even going to do a session. But see how happy and energetic I sound, because that for me is not a loss, but it's an opportunity. I may not know the opportunity right now or the positive, but I see it as an opportunity. I don't see it as a loss. Something good will come out of that because I have attached a different meaning to certain things. Right? To losses, bad things when they happen, does it mean I don't get hurt? Of course I do. Does it mean that I don't feel the pain? Of course I do. Does it mean I don't get disappointed? Of course I do. I am human. I have emotions. But what I do is I attach a different meaning. So we look at that and say, okay, no, it's cool. Maybe we should start looking for a 5 million rand opportunity instead of a 2.2 and see how we can better that. And we see, okay, based on this opportunity, what did we do wrong and what can we do better? So the next time an opportunity like this arise, or the 5 million rand one arise, we know what to do better. Does that make sense, guys? Just attach a different meaning. You just need to tell yourself that bad things don't happen to me. They happen for me. Bad things don't happen to me. They happen for me. All right. Do we understand the reframing technique, guys? Can I move on? All right. How to enter the trader's flow state. Mastering peak performance in trading. Very, very important. Guys, just because the market is open 24 hours a day doesn't mean you should be trading 24 hours a day or every day. You need to get to understand your peak performance. All right? You need to understand your peak performance. When are the best times for me to trade? And you usually can be able to understand this when you journal your trades. All right. One of you guys was speaking to me. I can't remember who it was, and I was so proud of them. You know, they made good money before they went to work. This was like 5 o'clock in the morning, and they found that in the morning they trade better before they go to work, and they make their money. And this guy told me that he made his weekly target on a Monday in the morning. Are you here? Let me just check what your name was again. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that, guys? Are you here, guys? Lani, is Lani here? Lani, are you here? Yeah, Lani said, that's double my weekly target, and he just made his withdrawal. That's double my weekly target. I can't trade every day. It's either once or twice, because sometimes I find my setups playing out without me. So I trade whenever I can. It's hard to be disciplined. But, you know, so he's starting to see that, you know what, at least once or twice a week is able to cover his his targets with 1 or 2 trades in a week. But because sometimes he misses out, so now he's starting to figure out where his peak performance is, that he's starting to notice that it's not every trade or good setup that you should focus on, but you need to find or master your peak performance. When and where do you perform most? All right, when and where do you perform most? And you start mastering that. Okay, maybe it's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Then you start mastering that. You start neglecting Mondays and Wednesdays because you're only now focusing on your peak performances. It's not every day that you should trade, guys. This is what professional traders do. They master peak performances. Does that mean there's no opportunities every day in the market? Yes, there is. But as I always say, it's not about what happens to the market. It's really external factors that determine whether you are successful or not. And this is what I've been telling you guys, that, you know, if you are working or you are in school or you're running a business or you're unemployed, you can't trade the same. So you need to find, this is what mastering trading psychology is. You need to find, all right, you need to find your peak performance, all right? And you need to learn how to detach your emotions from your trade. All right, removing personal bias from decision making in trading. All right, and write this down as well. In trading, personal biases are the ones that make you to lose, not the market. Remember the example I gave that you owe 20,000 and then you want to make 20,000 quick so you can pay that 20,000. That's your own personal bias. For some reason, you go into the market with the expectation that it should give you 20,000, and what's this word? Yeah. What is this word? It messes up with your decision making. But there's a way. It falters your decision making. It distorts, yes. It distorts. There's a distortion in your decision making because of your personal biases. All right? You come into the market, you're expecting to get 5K from the market. So whatever decision you make it from that personal bias, not from what you see in the market. So you're making decisions from delusion. And in this instance, Delulu is not the Solulu. Write in the comment section, Delulu is not the Solulu. So you cannot make decisions based off delusion. All right. Most of you Say it if you are here. Most of you have come into the market with an expectation and you've made decision based off that expectation. Am I lying? Am I lying? Talk to me, guys. Karabo said you're not lying. And what happened to you, Karabo, when you've come into the market with those personal biases? What happened? What happened to you? Just tell me what happened to you. Abongwe says you ain't lying. Yeah, what happened to you? Tell me what happened to you. I want you to face your fears today and be truthful. What happened to you when you attached your emotions to your trades? Before you even say it, I can tell you 100% you lost money. I can tell you 100% you blew your account or you lost money. All right? Really, just by coming. You see, greed becomes a problem because I see the profits, but just let the profits end up becoming losses. Exactly. Keep losing money and blowing accounts. Exactly. Remove your personal biases from decision making. Remember, the market is neutral. Take what the market gives you. You don't decide. You don't decide. It's like going fishing and saying, yes, there's many fish in the sea, but today I need 300 fishes. I don't care. No, if you get 100 fish, that's good. If you get 150, good. If you get the 300, great. But take what the market gives you, all right? So, but you do this by detaching your emotions from trading. And as I said, you have to build this habit. It's not something you own. You keep practicing it. You keep practicing it as time goes by. You keep practicing. And some days will be better than others. But then as you also start seeing results, that if you are, if you are, all right. Okay, just 1 second, guys. All right, guys, sorry about that. So do we understand, that you have to detach yourself, your emotions from trading? And literally when you start seeing those days where you don't use your emotions to make decisions, you start noticing a difference, that you become more profitable. Then it becomes a habit. You start seeing that it's not worth it for me to attach my emotions. It's not worth it for me to be fearful. It's not worth it for me to be greedy. But if that's all that's all you know. So now you need to expose yourself to different things. You need to expose yourself, because now all you've been doing is being fearful and being greedy. You now start to expose yourself to different experiences where you can see, when I'm not greedy, when I take my small profits over a long period of time, I start making money. But whenever I am greedy, I lose money. You start loving the feeling of being able to make money and withdrawing and all of that. Then that's how you become a professional. All right. Are we good? Good, good, good. Strategy, execution, building an unshakable trading plan. I've sent you guys a template that you can use to create a trading plan. All right. Here, the art of war principle that I'm using is victorious warriors win first, then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first, then seek to win. You know, I wrote a very powerful quote, I believe it was yesterday or the day before. I said, a wise man does in the beginning what a fool tries to do in the end. All right, let me write that down for you. A wise man does in the beginning what a fool tries to do in the end. This has been a philosophy that I live by, and it has helped me a lot. So, preparation, guys, preparation is really the foundation of success in trading. All right? The power, why the best traders win before they enter a trade. You need to have, like the trading plan that I gave you guys, it literally just gives you a blueprint. You know every step of the way that you're going to take, and that guarantees your win. Whether you are profitable or in that particular trade, or you are, but it guarantees that in the long run you will be a winner, 100% without a doubt, just by preparation. Don't let, I always say, never let trading to become a spontaneous or an adventurous activity. Are we together? Never let you know you're becoming a professional forex trader when forex trading starts to become boring and it's routine based. You know exactly what you're going to do. Nothing catches you by surprise. So that means you know your routine. You know what needs to happen before you enter a trade. You know exactly how much you will lose if that trade is against you. You know exactly how much you will make if that trade is in your favor. Literally, you know every single thing. You know if the market, you know when you are going to put your stop loss at break even. You know what happened. You literally know every single step that leads that until the trade is closed, or even until the money is withdrawn. You literally know all of this. That's the power of preparation. I can tell you, if you start trading like that, success is guaranteed in trading. That doesn't mean you won't take losses, but if you follow discipline by discipline, follow your trading plan, I promise you win even before you open the trade. All right. Building a solid trading plan. You have your entry, exit, risk management, and discipline. You write these things down. All right. Back testing and NLP visualization technique. Reinforcing profitable trading habits. All right. You need, guys, I don't know how much what you call how much you guys know about visualization, the power of visualization. Just really imagination. Just imagine, there's a Bible verse that says God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above that which you can ask or imagine or think, right? So imagination or thinking or visualization is a very powerful technique. How many of you have you seen yourself in your mind being a profitable trader? Because the Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So how many times have you thought, what are the thoughts you have towards yourself as a trader? Are you thinking of are you seeing yourself in your mind, just in your mind, not in reality, just in your mind? Are you seeing yourself hit and take profit? Are you seeing those blues? You see, as I'm closing my eyes right now, I can see that $20,000 profit. I can see it. I see it moving up and down. It's on 19,171 right now. It's going up. It's sitting at 19,283. Do you see that? I'm imagining it. I'm seeing it in my mind. I am seeing that trade in my mind. I'm seeing myself becoming profitable. I'm reinforcing that in my mind, because as a man thinketh in his mind, so is he. I'm going to say something now that will be very helpful. Wherever you are right now, the situation that you find yourself in right now, it's because of your mindset. And I know we usually don't want to hear this, but you are the sum reality of your thinking. So your decisions, your realities, they all come from your mindset. They are all attracted by your mindset. So that means if you want different results, start imagining different results. Don't see things as they are and accept them as they are. Remember, I said we attach meaning to many things. We don't really see reality. What we decide is reality, then that is what our reality. So if we have that power, then start imagining things that get you, start imagining things that are favorable to you. All right? But also, you don't just think, you think and do in accordance to what you've thought about. Many times you guys do against what you've thought about. That's what you don't win. All right? Someone says, which one is better, daily target and the target you put based on the direction you've anticipated? Because sometimes I will put tip in and get to reach that point and end up losing. What's very important, G Mascot, what's really important is backtesting. Backtest and see so you don't get to decide to say, okay, maybe per trade I want to take, say, 500 rands. But then when you look at your trading style, really at best, based on your analysis, you can make 300 or so forth. So go and backtest. Based on your back testing, what's the best target that you think you can reach? Then let your back testing decide for you. That's another thing where people lose it. They want to decide. Remember, I said a warrior wins first, then go to war. Victorious warriors go. You guys want to go to war first, then decide. You can't open a trade, then decide what the target will be. The target, before you even start analyzing, a target should already be in place. Then your analysis needs to fit in your target, not the other way around. Your target should not fit in your analysis. Your analysis are the ones that need to fit in your target. So when you are trading and you see, okay, based off my target, this is how many pips that I need. Okay, the entry that I'm taking, do I see price action reaching there? You see that it will also help you to pick out the trades that will legit, make you reach your target, because it's not every trade that you should take. Does that make sense, G Mascot? So the first thing we do is, based off my analysis and my back testing, the type of trading style that I have, this is where I see myself easily reaching each and every trade that I take. Then you write that down. Okay, cool. I may be able to do 30 pips trades. Easy. Maybe on GPP, USD, or on gold or whatever. Then that is your rule. Whenever you go into the market, you already know that you're only going for 30 pips on a 0.02. And if the setup you are looking at won't be able to give you your 30 pips based on price action, then don't do it. Or maybe you see that it can give you 15 pips, then maybe increase your lot size. You see, so you need to be governed your trading needs to be governed by your trading plan. And go have a look at the trading plan template that I sent you guys. Really, guys, and I know most of you don't take this thing seriously, because when now you just want to take screenshots. These are the things that make or break traders. Listen to me. Go and follow that trading plan. I'm putting my head on the block. I say, if you do everything that you write in your trading plan, success is guaranteed in trading. All right. Then you need to follow your trading plan without second guessing it. All right. So there's this strategy in military that's called the OODA loop. All right. So it's you observe, you orientate, you decide, and then you act. This comes from your trading plan. Your trading plan needs to have an observation phase. You need to have an orientation phase. You need to have a decision phase, and then you need to act. All right. You need to be guided by all of these four things. All right. Are we together? All right. I think we've spoken too much about the recovering from setbacks. All right. How to emotionally detach from losses, eliminating negative emotional reactions, reprogramming. We spoke about reframing. All right. All right, developing a stoic mindset, thinking like an elite trader. We spoke about visualization and how you think. All right, and here we say opportunities multiply as they are seized. All right, let me touch a bit on this. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. So that means the more opportunities you miss in life, the less opportunities you have. But the more opportunities you take in life, the more opportunities you have, because opportunities build on other opportunities. All right. Opportunities build up on other opportunities. Opportunities don't come from thin air. They have to be built up on other opportunities. Write it in the group. Opportunities are built on other opportunities. So opportunities multiply on other opportunities. So opportunities multiply as they are seized. All right. But as I said, losses are part of the game. View them as a lesson and focus on the next opportunity. Because as I said, every missed opportunity will cause you to miss more, but every taken opportunity will cause you to get more opportunities. All right. I think we'll end here for today. It's already being an hour, and then next time we'll continue from the adaptability and becoming an unstoppable trader and the actionable steps to take, and then we will finish that. All right, guys. Are we good? Are we good for today's session? Are we good for today's session? Oh my God. Did you guys learn? Was it valuable? Let me know. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do, guys, as I said when we started, I'm going to create another group, Telegram group, where you guys are able, because this one, it's a channel. All right. So I'm going to take a group where I can be, during the session, I can be able to open the comments and you guys can comment there as opposed to coming to WhatsApp. All right. All right, is that good? And then I'm going to upload this session on the website so you can go through it again on the website. All right, guys, that's it from me.